So happy to be here with you all this beautiful morning. Today, our theme for class is flowing into freedom. So we're going to be doing a lot of hip opening. And I find that we often carry a lot of stress and a lot of tension in these areas. So we're going to flow pretty fluidly, but also mindfully, taking our time, feeling certain areas in our body, in our mind, and maybe releasing them just a little bit. Go ahead and place your right hand over your heart and your left hand on top, keeping your eyes closed or at a gentle gaze. Take a deep inhale through your nose. Open mouth, exhale, sigh it out. Again, deep inhale through your nose. And exhale, sigh it out. One more time, deep inhale through your nose. Fully expand your belly, your chest. Allow them to rise and to take up space. Hold the breath at the top. And exhale, sigh it out. Keeping your eyes closed, take a moment to just check in with how your body feels right now. How does your head and neck feel? Your shoulders, your chest, your back, your arms, your ribs, your abdomen, your hips, your thighs, your knees, your calves, your shins, your ankles, and your feet. How do you feel? Not judging, just beginning to notice, beginning to become aware, becoming the observer of our body, of our experience. With this awareness and still breathing in and out through your nose, I'm going to read a few affirmations, all in the line of freedom. You can take these with you throughout the rest of practice and maybe throughout the rest of your day. I choose to renounce any patterning and look deeper into my triggers, my thoughts, and my habits. I know my essence is true and truth is free. I would rather be free and in love than be right. I choose to renounce any patterning and look deeper into my triggers, thoughts, and habits. I know my essence is true and truth is free. I would rather be free and in love than be right. Take a moment to feel how that feels in your body. If anything comes up or not, again, just noticing. Taking just a couple more breaths here in this centered state. Always moving throughout our practice and throughout our day from stillness, from peace. And on your next exhale, you can gently blink your eyes open and bring your hands down to your knees. We're going to begin with some Kapalabhati breath or breath of fire. So if you haven't done it before, you can stay seated in your comfortable seated position. We bring our navel to our spine on our exhale. Inhale is passive and the belly relaxes. You can do this in and out through your nose or in and out through your mouth. If you are doing it in and out through your mouth, just slightly pursing your lips so not quite as much air comes through. So it's going to sound like this. I'll just do a quick one for you. So inhale, exhale. So the belly comes into the spine and then it relaxes as you inhale. And we'll do a set of 25 of these. So go ahead and take an inhale. And exhale, begin. And inhale. And exhale, let it go. Coming back to normal breathing in and out through your nose. Kapalabhati breath, or breath of fire, warms our body up from the inside out. It stimulates our blood, our digestion. It's a great thing to do in the morning to really get your digestion firing, or at any time throughout the day when you feel sluggish or cold. I often use it when I'm cold, which is often. So go ahead and recover your breath for just a moment. And then I'm going to introduce you to the first parts of Nali Kriya. So Nali Kriya is a form of really getting into the internal organs and allowing them to detox. It is a breath work and awareness practice. I'm going to come a little closer to the camera. So I typically do it after I've done a round of Kapalabhati. I do a round of Nali Kriya, round of breath of fire, round of Nali Kriya. So you're gonna, after your Kapalabhati breath, inhale, exhale, forward fold, let all of the air come out. Bring your hands to your knees and do a false inhale, almost as if you're being surprised. It's like, and on that false inhale, your navel will draw all up and into the spine, and your abdomen will completely relax. And it does take a while, so don't worry if it doesn't come through right away. So I'll just show you real quick. So as if I had just finished my Kapalabhati breath of fire. Exhale everything out. Bring your hands to your knees. False inhale, as if you were surprised. And you just hold that in there. We're going for a vacuum-like seal. So we'll just try it one time all together. But first we'll do a round of Kapalabhati breath. So go ahead and take an inhale. And exhale, begin. Navel to spine on the exhale. Inhale, go ahead and stand up. Exhale, forward fold. Allow all of the air to come out. Bring your hands to your knees. False inhale. You can even plug your nose, keep your mouth sealed, and try to inhale. And then release it whenever you're ready. I know it's a little weird. Beautiful. And then when you're done, you can come back to sitting on the mat. Perfect. So that is a very beautiful way of really getting into our inner organs and becoming more aware of this area of our body, which is what yoga is about. Awareness, learning ourselves, connecting deeper, and being able to be the observer. So go ahead and begin your Ujjayi breath. If Ujjayi breath isn't in your practice, that's okay. I'll just run through it real quick. If you'd like to begin, bringing your hand in front of your face, inhale through your nose. Open mouth, exhale as if your hand was a window and you're trying to fog it up. Again, inhale through your nose. This time, keep your mouth sealed and bring that sound down through the back of your throat. It should sound like Darth Vader or an ocean wave. So that's Ujjayi breath. It's in and out through your nose, slight constriction of the throat. Or you can breathe in and out through your nose just normally as well. So go ahead and make sure you're coming to a comfortable seated position. Your sit bones are even. Inhale your shoulders to your ears. Exhale, roll them back down and around. Again, inhale, shoulders to your ears. And exhale, back down and around. Warming up our body, syncing movement with breath. Inhale, shoulders to the ears. Exhale, back down and around. One more time. Inhale, shoulders up. And exhale back down and around. Moving into a seated cat-cow, hands are on your knees, gently bring your chest forward, collarbones are broad, shoulders down away from the ears, gazing up slightly, opening your throat. Exhale, round, chin to chest. Inhale, open. Exhale, round and release. Inhale, expand. Exhale, round, release. One more time, inhale. Create the most space that you've created yet. And exhale, round, completely let go. Coming back to your neutral spine, inhale your arms up. And exhale your right hand down next to you and come tilt toward the right, bringing the left hand up and over, grounding the left sit bone down, opening up through your left side. Breathe here. Inhale, both arms come up. And exhale, left hand comes down, right arm comes up and over. If you need it to be a little more intense, you can bring your elbow down, but still grounding down through that hip, really breathing into your right side, sending your breath there. And inhale, both arms up. Stretch, reach, create space in your spine. And exhale, hands come down to your knees. Beginning to make circles all the way around in a circle. Moving with your shoulders, your hips, keeping your sit bones grounded. These can be fast or slow, large or small. Go ahead and begin to sink them to your breath. Allow your body to guide you, as you are the authority on what your body needs. So allow it to do what it wants, allow it to express. And then gently going the opposite way. Noticing what's there to notice. If any place feels a little more tense, a little more tight, see if you can breathe a little more into that area. Or just begin to notice. One more circle. And then when you're done, coming back to a neutral spine, and we'll make our way to tabletop on our mat, coming into hands and knees. Wrists are underneath shoulders, knees are underneath your hips, both knees are about hip distance apart, hands are shoulders distant apart. Slightly pushing the ground away so that your shoulders are extended, toes tucked in the back. Moving through a few cat-cows here. Inhale, drop your belly, looking up. Exhale, rounding, pressing the ground away, chin to chest. Inhale for cow, looking up, shoulders down and away from the ears. Exhale, round, chin to chest. Inhale, looking up. Exhale, rounding. Now begin to move organically. You can stay with cat-cow. You can begin to do maybe bigger cat-cows, almost as if they're a body wave. Or if you'd like to bring circles in with your hips. Again, allowing your body to express what it needs. Moving with your breath. It doesn't matter what it looks like, it only matters how it feels in your body. Beautiful. And if you're taking circles, making sure you go the opposite way. Breathing, releasing, freeing areas of our body that maybe we haven't noticed or haven't allowed to move. And on your next inhale, come back to your neutral tabletop. Pressing down into your hands, your fingertips and your knuckles. Gently lift the left wrist just slightly off the ground, about 1 inch. And then place it back down. Lift the right wrist slightly off the ground. And then place it back down. Trying to think of really pressing through our knuckles and our fingertips so we don't dump into our wrists. Making sure the toes are tucked in the back. Sink your hips back and up, coming into our first downward facing dog. Pedaling out the feet, bending one knee and the other. Noticing what this shape has for us right now. I know it's pretty early in some places, so being gentle with yourself as we warm up. And then find stillness in your downward dog. Thinking about pressing out of your shoulders still, pressing the ground away, grounding down through your fingertips and your knuckles. If your heels are really far off the mat, you can walk your feet up a few inches. You can also bend into your knees a little bit if that makes it feel a little more accessible. Sinking your chest down towards your thighs, gaze is at your knees. Take a couple breaths here. Feel the support beneath you. And then on your next inhale, come up high on your tiptoes, bend your knees, and step to the front of your mat. Exhale into a forward fold, bending your knees generously, allowing your chest to be on your thighs. Breathing here, heel toeing your feet out hip distance apart if they weren't. Grab opposite elbows, let your head and neck completely hang, coming into ragdoll. You can bounce or sway a little from side to side. Again, whatever feels good in your body. Waking up, warming up, freeing areas of our body, of our mind. And then coming back to stillness in your ragdoll. We're gonna do ragdoll roll-ups. So bring your body over to the left, your left elbow towards your left shin. On your inhale, gently begin to roll up the left side, keeping your arms connected. Perfect. Coming across middle, exhale down the right. This might feel a little awkward, that's okay. Coming back across middle, inhale up the left. And exhale down the right. Reversing directions, inhale up the right. And exhale down the left. Perfect. One more time this way, inhale up the right. And exhale down the left. Ending back in your ragdoll, gently release your elbows, and on your next inhale, round up one vertebrae at a time. Head and neck come up last. Arms come up overhead, palms together, gazing up at your thumbs. Exhale, hands come to heart center and down by your side. Coming into mountain pose. Feet can be hip distance apart, working on getting your big toes to touch. The ankles might be slightly apart, middle toes pointing forward. Go ahead and engage your quads away from your kneecaps, so your kneecaps lift. Very, very slightly tuck your tailbone. We're not tucking it under, but it's also not coming out. Engage your navel to your spine. Chest lifts, top of the head lengthens towards the sky or the ceiling. Shoulders down and away from the ears. Arms are active. Feel this grounding position. See if you can ground down evenly through the big toe mound, the pinky toe mound, and the middle of the heel. Feeling this stillness, this anchoring in this pose, mountain pose. Beautiful. And then on your next inhale, arms come up overhead. Exhale, fold forward, hinging at the waist or at the hips. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Hands can come to your shins, just above your knees or below the knees, or the mat, as long as your back stays straight. Exhale, plant your hands, step your feet back to plank. Staying here for a moment. For an inhale and exhale, knees come down. Chest comes right in between your thumbs. Chin gently touches the mat. Undo your feet. Inhale, pressing forward into cobra. Exhale, press back through your knees. Downward facing dog. Beautiful. We'll flow through one more of those together. And then you'll flow through one by yourself with your breath. Inhale, come up high on your tiptoes. Bend your knees and walk or step to the front of your mat. Exhaling into forward fold. Inhale, lengthen halfway, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms come all the way up overhead, palms together, gaze up at your thumbs. Exhale, hands come to heart center and down by your side. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, plant your hands. Step your feet back to plank. Pause here. You can either flow through knees, chest, chin, or if you're able to not allow your back to collapse, you can throw through chaturanga. If you don't know chaturanga, keeping your elbows in tight, gently lower down halfway, half plank, and then inhale for upward dog. So either coming down for knees, chest, chin, cobra, or chaturanga, upward facing dog. Flow through your vinyasa at your pace, and we'll all end in downward facing dog together. Beautiful. Perfect. Go ahead and take just a couple breaths here. Anytime you'd like to take a child's pose, to come back to your breath, go ahead. And then we'll go ahead and flow through this Sun Salutation A at your own pace, or you can flow through it with me. I will be saying what I'm doing, but if you'd like to go at your own pace with your own breath, you can as well. So inhale, come up high on your tiptoes, bend your knees, and step to the front of your mat. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Arms come up overhead, palms together, gazing up at your thumbs. Exhale, hands come to heart center and down by your side. Tadasana, feel the strength, feel the grounding. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, plant your hands, step your feet back to plank, flowing through your vinyasa, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Inhaling for cobra or upward facing. Exhaling, downward facing. Beautiful. Go ahead and bring the toes together to touch. Inhale the right leg high to the sky, bend the knee, stack the hip, look under the right armpit. Circle the right knee one way and the other. Option to stay here, circling your leg, or you can drop very gently that right leg behind you, dropping your hips, and then inhaling up for wild thing. Breathing here, allowing gravity to bring your right arm back down towards the mat. If you're in wild thing, exhale your hips down and plant your right hand. Inhale your right leg up. Everyone straightens their right leg, three-legged dog. Exhale, round forward, knee to nose, hover. Inhale, right leg goes high. Exhale, right knee, right elbow, hover. Inhale, right leg goes high. Exhale, right knee, left elbow, twist and hover. Inhale, right leg goes high. Exhale, right knee to nose. This time step it through between your hands. Gently ground the left heel, left foot 45-degree angle. Inhale up, warrior one, hips facing forward. Exhale, hands come behind you, clasp them. Inhale, open your chest, gaze up. Exhale, gently begin to bow on the inside of the right leg. Just a couple breaths here. You can heel to the right foot to the right and the left foot to the left to provide you a little more support. On your next inhale, gently rising, releasing your hands. Hands come up. Exhale, warrior two. Arms come out long. Hips are facing the long side of your mat. So left foot is still at a 45-degree angle. Right foot is pointing to forward. Don't let your right knee come inside. Keep it stacked right over your right ankle. Working towards getting a 45-degree angle in your right knee. Breathe. Gazing out over the right fingertips. Arms are active, shoulders down away from the ears. Gently bring the left hand to the left thigh. Right arm comes up and over, reverse warrior. Keeping that bend in the right leg. Breathe. Feel your breath support you. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, straighten the front leg. Reach out over the toes. And then bring the right hand down, either right above the knee, below the knee, the shin, the ankle, or maybe the floor. Triangle pose. Bringing the left shoulder to stack on top of the right. You can gaze down at the right arm, the right thumb, the ground, or you can look up at your left hand for a challenge. Lengthening through the front leg, sending the weight into the back hip, allowing your strong legs and your core to support you in this position. Couple more breaths here. On your next inhale, keep everything where it is and see if you can just bend your right knee. So your right arm is on the inside of your right leg. If this is too intense, bend your right elbow and place it on your right thigh. Left arm comes over, extended side angle. So either like this or the hand is down here. If your hand is down, not placing much weight in the right hand. Beautiful, yep. Couple breaths. Staying with your breath. Noticing what sensations are arising. And then gently ground the left hand. And if the right hand was on the thigh, bring the right hand down as well. Spin onto the left ball of the left foot. Heel toe the right foot to the right. And bring the left knee down. Coming into lizard pose. You can tuck or untuck your back foot, however it feels good for you. You should feel a stretch on your left hip flexor and maybe your inner right thigh. Breathing here, you can also come down onto your forearms, or you can stay on your hands, whatever feels better. Couple breaths. On your next inhale, gently shift your hips back slightly. Heel toe your right foot to the middle of the mat and forward about 3 inches. And then bring the right foot to flex, toes back towards your face. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, gently begin to fold forward, not rounding, but keeping your gaze to the front of your mat. See if you can bring the right hip back and the left hip forward. Half splits. Perfect. Couple more breaths here. As we bring attention to our hamstrings, our hips, our quads, our hip flexors, allowing them to become a little more free. One more breath here. And on your exhale, plant the right foot. If your left toes are untucked, tuck them and inhale your arms up. We're now in a low lunge. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Twist to the left. And if it's available for you, bringing the outer left arm to the outer right thigh. Hands pressing towards heart center to open you, coming into a twist. Couple breaths here. On your next inhale, gently come back towards center, arms come up. Exhale, plant your hands on either side of your right foot. Extend your left knee off of the mat. Take a half step up and then a full step up. So both feet are together at the front of the mat. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Notice if there's any difference, if you're able to bend a little more. And then inhale, arms come all the way up above your head. Exhale, hands come to heart center. And down by your side. Taking a couple breaths here in mountain pose. Again, grounding through the right big toe mound, the pinky toe mound, and the middle of the heel evenly. If you're enjoying practicing bandhas, this is a good place to engage your Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, and Jalandhara Bandha. Otherwise, engaging your quads, navel to spine, top of the head towards the sky, slight tilt down with the chin. One more breath, feeling stillness. And then inhale, arms come up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, plant your hands on the mat, step back to plank, flowing through your vinyasa with your breath. Exhaling down, chaturanga or knees, chest, chin. Inhaling up, cobra or upward facing. Exhaling, downward facing. Beautiful. Take just a couple breaths here again. Anytime you need to come down to child's pose, go ahead. One more breath. And then gently bring the toes together to touch. Inhale the left leg high, bend the knee, stack the hip, look under the left armpit. Circle the left knee one way and the other. Beautiful. Option to keep circling or to gently drop that left knee behind you, trying to bring it close to the right wrist. Bringing the hips down, and then inhaling the hips up, left arm comes up and over for wild thing. A couple breaths here. Notice where your breath is. Exhaling your hips down if you're in wild thing, grounding your left hand, inhaling your left foot straight, everyone. Exhale, left knee, nose, round. Inhale, left leg goes long. Exhale, left knee, left elbow, pause. Inhale, left leg goes high. Exhale, cross the body, left knee, right elbow. Inhale, left leg goes high. Exhale, rounding forward this time, planting the left foot between your hands, grounding the right heel down. Inhale the arms up, warrior one. Hips facing towards the front. Right foot is at a 45-degree angle. Arms are up, strong, active. Beautiful. Bring your hands behind you, clasp them. Inhale, open your chest, gaze up. Exhale, begin to bow on the inside of the left leg, allowing the arms to come up overhead. Beautiful. Couple more breaths here. On your next inhale, gently come up. Release your hands, allow them to rise. And exhale, open towards the long side of the mat. Arms come long, coming into warrior two. Hips facing the long side. 90-degree bend or working towards in the front leg. Still a 45-degree bend in the back foot. Gently allow the right hand to come to the right thigh. Left arm up and over, opening through the left side. Checking in with your breath. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, straighten the front leg. Reach out over the toes, bringing the left hand down, either right above the knee, below the knee, the ankle, or the floor, or a block. Bringing the right shoulder to stack over the left. Right arm extends toward the sky. You can look down at your left hand, or look up at your right. Lengthening through the left leg, sending the weight into the back hip, twisting your body open. We're not folding forward. We're lifting our chest, opening towards the sky. Couple more breaths here. And then keeping everything where it's at. If your left hand is on your leg, just for a moment, bringing it down to the mat and bending the left knee. Coming into extended side angle, right arm comes up and over. Option to keep the left hand on the mat on the inside of the left foot, or to bend the left elbow and place your forearm on the left thigh. Perfect. Breathing here, extending, making one long line with your body. And if your arm is on your thigh, gently bringing it down to plant on the inside of the left foot. Bring the right hand down, spin onto the ball of the right foot. Heel toe the left foot to the left, and bring the right knee down. Option to keep the right foot tucked or untuck it. We're now in lizard pose. You can shift side to side, forwards and back. You can stay on your hands or come onto your forearms. Breathing into your right hip flexor. Coming back to our affirmations. I choose to renounce any patterning and look deeper into my triggers, my thoughts, and my habits. I know my essence is true and truth is free. I would rather be free and in love than be right. Allowing your body to open a little deeper. On your next inhale, gently shift your hips back slightly. Heel toe the left foot to the middle of the mat and forward a few inches. Flex the left foot back towards your face. Hips are stacked over your right knee. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold forward. Not rounding, but folding, keeping your chin up, looking towards the front of your mat. Bringing the left hip back and the right hip forward. And this is a very subtle movement, just thinking about doing that. It's not going to be a dramatic shift because typically our hips are pretty tight in this area. Staying with your breath. Couple more breaths. On your next exhale, gently plant the left foot, tuck the back toes, and come up. Oh no, sorry, stay on your right knee, but you can tuck the back toes if you'd like. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Twist towards the left, and if it's available, bring the outer right arm to the outer left thigh. Bringing your hands to the heart center, allowing you to twist and open. Keeping your chest broad, staying with your breath. Couple more breaths here. And on your next inhale, come back forward, arms come up. Exhale, plant your hands. Now lift your right knee. Step forward a half step and then a full step. So both feet come together at the top of the mat. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Arms come up overhead. Exhale, hands come to heart center. And down by your side. Mountain pose. Beautiful. Staying here for just a moment. Grounding down and rising at the same time. And then heel toe your feet apart, slightly wider than hip distance. Feet turn out slightly. Coming into Malasana or Yogi Squat. If you have books or blocks or a folded up towel, you can use these to place underneath your feet so that you don't have to come as far down. Otherwise, gently begin to drop your hips down all the way. Perfect. So you can lift your heels and place something underneath those. You don't have to come all the way down as well. Coming to whatever position looks best for you, bringing your hands to heart center. If you are lower, you can press your hands into your thighs to allow your knees to come a little wider. And then think about pressing your knees in to your arms. This should create a slight lift, opening the chest. Beautiful. Breathing here for just a couple breaths. You can also place the hands in front of you. You can lean forward a little if you need to. Couple breaths here. Notice where your breath is. Notice how your hips feel, maybe your ankles. See if you can free your mind from sensation. Can you connect to something deeper, something more true, the stillness deep inside? And can you breathe your breath into any areas that are tight, freeing your body? One more breath. And on your next exhale, you can bring your hands right behind you and sit down. If that didn't work very well, sit down however comes more comfortable for you. Bring the soles of your feet together and then open them wide like a book. The heels can be in close to the sit bones or a little farther out. Inhale, gently lift your chest. Exhale, begin to slightly bend forward. You can bring your elbows onto your calves and press your knees a little farther towards the ground. This will be very subtle. Don't go too far, honor your body. Beautiful. Couple more breaths here. On your next inhale, gently begin to rise if you folded forward. We're gonna keep the right leg pretty much where it's at and shift the left leg behind us. We're coming into a pigeon pose. So working to get the right shin parallel with the front of the mat, but if it's not and the right heel is in close to the left hip flexor, that's totally fine. Just shifting slightly as we can, shifting your hips. And then inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, walking out maybe a couple centimeters, maybe coming onto your forearms, or maybe all the way down. If you feel any pain or tension on your knee, coming onto your back, bending both knees, inhaling the right leg up and crossing it over the left thigh, and then bringing both knees in towards your chest. Wherever you're at, breathing into your hips, allowing them to release. Couple more breaths here. Staying with your breath. On your next inhale, gently begin to walk your hands back towards your right shin. Gently shift onto the right hip and bring the left leg all the way forward. We're just going to switch sides. So we'll bring the left shin more or less parallel wherever it needs to be, and then the right leg behind you. Making any minor adjustments you need. Again, you can take that modification on the back. And then inhale, lengthen, create space. Exhale, walking your hands out. Coming into pigeon on the left side. Checking in with the difference from one side to the other, not judging, just noticing. One of my teachers recently said, balance does not mean sameness. I thought that was very interesting, as we're not trying to necessarily make everything the same. We're trying to balance each side. So our left side needs something else. So we're not trying to make it look like the right side, and our right side might need something else. So becoming curious with our body, noticing what it needs, becoming intimate with it, not judging it. And as we practice this on the mat, we're able to take it into our life as well, freeing ourselves from judgment, allowing ourselves to release any programming as we become more curious with how we react to things, why we react, and we go a little deeper. Couple more breaths here. And then on your next inhale, gently beginning to walk your hands back. This time sitting onto your left hip and bringing the right leg forward, planting both soles of your feet onto the mat. Knees are bent, hands plant right behind you. Shift your hips towards your heels and come all the way down onto your back. Walk your feet in a little closer to your hips if you can, keeping your feet and your knees hip distance apart. Go ahead and ground your palms down next to your sides, and then inhale your hips up, coming into bridge pose. Breathing here. Option to stay here to clasp your hands beneath you, rocking higher onto your shoulders. Option to stay here or to heel toe your feet together, your knees together, still pressing up so your hips are lifted. This feels okay. You can inhale, lift the right leg, trying to bring the right foot to point towards the back wall. Keeping your hips lifted, breathing. And then exhale the right leg down. Switching sides, inhale the left leg up. Reaching for the back wall with your left toes. And exhale the left hand down, left foot down. If your hands are clasped, gently unclasp them. And then everyone gently bring your hips down. Bring your knees into your chest. Wrap your arms around them and rock side to side. Keep your right knee into the chest. Extend the left leg long. And then bring the right leg across your body. Coming into a spinal twist as you inhale the right arm up and exhale it behind you. Looking behind you. A couple breaths here. And then gently bring the right knee back into the chest. Give it a little squeeze. And exhale it long. Bring the left knee into the chest. Squeeze it in. And bring it across your body towards the left. Your right hand can be on your outer left thigh by your knee. You can inhale the left arm up. And exhale it behind you, looking towards the left. Remembering to breathe. Couple more breaths here. And then on your next inhale, gently bring the left knee back into the chest. Go ahead and bring the right as well, wrapping your arms around your legs. Give yourself a little hug, maybe rock side to side. And then when you're done, you can extend your legs long, ankles slightly wider than hip distance, feet falling out towards the sides, arms come down by your sides. Gently lift your heart, tucking your shoulder blades underneath. Take a deep inhale through your nose. Exhale, side out. Again, deep inhale through your nose. And exhale, side out. Allow yourself to relax, to release. Shavasana. You can stay in Shavasana as long as you'd like. Otherwise, begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes, bringing small movements back into your body. Beginning to deepen the breath. If you'd like to take a good morning stretch, arms above your head, creating some space and some length in your body. And then you can bring your knees into your chest whenever you're ready and rock over to your favorite side, coming into the fetal position. Taking a moment here to thank yourself for showing up for you today. To cultivate that stillness, that freedom that is always within. Whenever you're ready, you can press yourself up to a comfortable seated position. Eyes still closed or at a gentle gaze. And once you're there, or if you're in Shavasana and you can stay there, you can inhale your arms up overhead. Exhale your hands to heart center. The divine in me sees, honors, and recognizes the divine in you. Namaste.